In this section, we'll look at differential backups. In SQL Server, a differential backup only captures the data that has changed since the last full backup. So in other words, it is the difference between the current time and the last full backup. Differential backups are usually quicker than full backups because simply you are backing up less data. So if you have a 200 gigabyte database, to take a full backup of it would be approximately 200 gigabytes. But let's say hypothetically only 10% of that data has changed since the last full backup. If we do a differential backup, we would only back up that 10% or approximately 20 megabytes. So that should happen much quicker. However, using differential backups does result in a more complex restore process. And let's look at that restore sequence. If you have done a differential backup, then when it comes time to restore, you would first restore the full backup, the most recent full backup. Then you would restore the most recent differential backup. And then if you are backing up logs, you would restore one or more logs. So if you use differential backups as part of your backup strategy, which most people do, there will be an extra step in the restore process. You have to restore the differential backup between the full and the log. So restoring of the full backup is still the first step. Restoring of the log backups is still the last step. We've just added a step in between, and that is restoring the differential backup. Actually performing a differential backup is very similar to performing a full backup. I'll do a quick demo on that now. Through the graphical interface, if we right-click, go to Task and Backup. In the drop-down where we select Backup Type, instead of full, I'll choose differential. And now everything else is the same as when we do a typical full backup. If you prefer to do your backup using T-SQL, open up a new query. The command to perform a full backup would be something similar to this. In order to change that to a differential backup, we merely add with differential at the end of the command. If you already had a with statement, for example, if you were doing with stats, then you'll just need to put a comma and then differential. You don't have to use the word with again. We can just put a comma and differential at the end, and that will cause us to execute a differential backup.